The White House has suddenly called for the immediate evacuation of Afrikaners from South Africa. And the scary part is that for us who are actually currently living here in South Africa, this sudden call seemingly came out of nowhere. And so the question inevitably arises, does the US government know something we don't? Hearing such a thing would inevitably make us ask ourselves whether something is about to happen that we as ordinary citizens lacking inside information may be completely oblivious to. Reports have surfaced over the past few days that the White House has called conditions in South Africa had escalated into what it describes as an escalated emergency refugee situation due to unforeseen developments. On Monday, the US State Department sent Congress an emergency notice stating that it would take at least 10,000 more Afrikaners as refugees this year, increasing the Afrikaner refugee cap by up to 133% from 7,500 to 17,500. In a document sent by the White House to Congress earlier this week, the administration highlighted that they have now identified grave and escalating humanitarian concerns for Afrikaners, even describing what is going on in this country as an emergency refugee situation in light of what it describes as an escalating hostility towards Afrikaners, which heightens the risk to Afrikaners in South Africa. But why now? Why has the White House made this shocking announcement a full 15 months after the original announcement of the refugee program? Has something occurred behind the political scenes that we as ordinary citizens may be completely unaware of? And why is the mainstream media, in South Africa specifically, seemingly extremely quiet about this potentially massive development that just happened? Stay tuned, because in today's video we are going to dig a little bit deeper into what exactly is going on right now and why this is happening. You see, to understand the context of the White House's latest statements, we have to go back to the developments in January and February of last year. What triggered Donald Trump's Afrikaner refugee settlement plan in the first place, sanctioned by the executive order of 7 February last year, was Cyril Ramaphosa's signing of the Expropriation Act on 23 January 2025. We here at the Willem Petzer Group continue to maintain that this was the darkest day in Afrikaner and South African history because of the attack this constituted on the right to private property. Of course, one of the central pillars of any functioning economic system. The ability of individuals to own, build, inherit and protect private property is not merely an economic mechanism, but one of the core civil liberties upon which the modern West and also the modern South African economy was built. After all, granting the state the authority to take away private property without any compensation represents not merely a policy adjustment, but a direct assault on one of the most basic pillars of the constitutional order and also the Western human rights order, particularly worldwide. Once the state acquires that power to arbitrarily redefine ownership, the distinction between a constitutional republic and an increasingly authoritarian state begins to erode. But what is more, because of the rationale behind this law, the Expropriation Act itself signifies that post-1994 state no longer regards white South Africans or Afrikaners as equal citizens with the right to secure long-term property ownership and belonging within this country as a whole. As such, the signing of this law on this dark day was about much more than just the government's counterproductive land policy. It was fundamentally about the long-term survival, security and political future of the Afrikaner people in this country. And this is exactly what the United States government picked up and how they viewed this situation last year. And this is the reason why 2 weeks after Ramaphosa signed this draconian law specifically, the US felt the need to act in response to South Africa's domestic policies for the very first time since 1994. In saying this, however, I don't want to sound naive. I'm fully aware of the fact that the oppression of Afrikaners by means of black economic empowerment and the expropriation law has never been the only factor at play here. The reality is that there are foreign policy issues which has strained the relationship between South Africa and the United States, and that these issues play a decisive role as well. The US government is very serious about its alliance with the State of Israel, for example. And the fact that South Africa formally initiated proceedings against Israel at the International Court of Justice in December 2023 is undoubtedly a major factor in these specific developments. Yet, it does remain striking that the US government only started acting against South Africa more than 13 months after the case against Israel was launched, and merely days after Ramaphosa signed into law the expropriation bill. This goes to show that the US government truly believes that the domestic policies being implemented by the ANC actually justify the actions taken against the South African government and in favor of the Afrikaners, even if this isn't the only consideration that he had in mind. And so, while the United States government may still have certain geopolitical aims in view, everything that has unfolded over the past 15 months suggests that the Trump administration would not call for this emergency refugee evacuation of Afrikaners if they did not have concrete data about what is about to happen or happening in this country. We as Afrikaners should therefore take these most recent comments by the White House tremendously seriously. Of course, over the past few months, South Africa has seen much worsening diplomatic tensions with the United States, increasing concerns surrounding the Expropriation Act, continued racial rhetoric and in domestic politics, and persistent concerns over violent crime and especially rural insecurity. Only last month, for example, we reported on this channel that there has been a noticeable increase in farm attacks across the country since the start of the Iran war. All of these may be factors, but the most frightening prospect of all of this is the idea that United States intelligence services might actually be aware of something we are not. The idea that the United States, the country with by far the most sophisticated intelligence apparatus in human history, is openly proclaiming that it is foreseeing an escalation of violence and other forms of discrimination against Afrikaners and other white South Africans should make our hair rise, quite frankly. These most recent statements suggest that the White House no longer sees the Afrikaner refugee program merely as a symbolic political gesture against the ANC, but increasingly as a contingency plan for what it fears may become a far more serious humanitarian and political crisis in the future. And if that is indeed the case, then these latest statements from Washington should serve as a profound warning to every South African about the direction in which this country is heading. So please, to all of our viewers in South Africa, I want to say, stay vigilant, stay alert, and whether you are at home or at work, or whether you go out in public, always remain aware of what's going on around you. Earlier in today's video, we mentioned the report we did last month on the recent increase in farm attacks in this country. The first increase following the massive dip after Trump first drew the attention of the entire world to what is happening in South Africa early last year. You can check out that analysis by clicking on this link appearing on your screen right here. And please do consider supporting our vital work aimed at changing people's hearts and minds by becoming a paying member of the Willem Petscher Group. Invest in us to continue doing what we're doing by simply following the easy steps on the banner below. Goodbye, stay safe, and God bless.